and welcome to Lety Does Jean Grey number 11. Or, I guess, Phoenix Resurrection, The Return of Jean Grey part 6? So for this issue, this is kind of its own separate thing. If you've been following my Phoenix Resurrection videos, The Return of Jean Grey, that's the return of adult Jean Grey, and that one I have right here, it's just kind of like its own little 5-issue thing. This one has been an ongoing storyline of the young Jean Grey who was brought from the past, who's trying to avoid becoming the Phoenix since she knows that all of these like terrible things happen to her, and she has just kind of like a shitty adult life. So you are a terrible co-host. So she doesn't want to become the adult Jean Grey that everyone knows and that she has come to know about as well. So she pretty much fights her destiny, but things get a little harder when the Phoenix comes down and is searching for her. So she enlists the help of all these people that we see on the cover and trains with them to become stronger so she can take on the Phoenix. But if you've seen from issue number 2 of my Phoenix Resurrection video, where I mention that Jean Grey of her own storyline in issue number 10 is actually burned to death by the Phoenix. So that didn't turn out too well. So this is number 11, so we get to know what the fuck is gonna go on with young Jean Grey for the rest of the time now that adult Jean Grey has returned. So the cover of this comic looks super awesome with everyone that we have seen in the previous issues, all leading up to this, just kind of looking out for her, and it's really showing that this is going to be her final stand with the Phoenix. So pretty excited for this, and let's get started. Jean wakes up. So she's doing pretty good, actually, considering she was just burned alive by the Phoenix Force. Except for the part where she's about to be eaten by demons. That's kind of a major issue. She crawls back on her hands and feet, but the creatures quickly overrun her. As Jean makes peace with her maker, she feels an alien tongue run over her lips as one last thought rushes through her head. The demons aren't planning on eating me. Get off, you perverts! And Jean shoots out a psychic blast, vaporizing everything in its reach. She launches herself into the air, carving a path through a horde of monsters. When the hell did this become that kind of a comic? Thunk! A greater demon rises from a lake of lava, and with a low and heavy groan, it opens its mouth and speaks. Well, of course it is. I mean, you're Jean Grey, and, well, I'm me. And bam, bitches! Motherfucking dark child magic! Jean looks over her once mentor's nude lithe form, at her red skin, wet and glistening from the mouth juices of the lava beast, and she manages to whisper, "Is this the part where we have sex?" Not exactly. Magic jumps from the beast, swinging her soul sword at a time-displaced teen. Jean dodges out of the way, her X-Men training kicking in as she constructs a sword of her own. Welcome to hell, Jean Grey. Hope you survived the experience. You know, I'll be honest. Probably is not as much of a turn-off as it should be. As the future Black Queen fights the ruler of Limbo, Jean can't help but notice something strange about her current predicament. Liana! Why are you naked? Because this is my demon form. My demon form is naked. Jean barely hears her over the din of battle as the two fight their way up a rocky cliff. Yeah, but then what's up with the bracelets? They make my arms look slimming! and with a heavy swing, magic cleaves Jean's sword in half. Well, they're really working for you, girl. You look hot. Thank you. Jean takes the broken halves of her psychic blade and stabs them into Magic's sides. They slide through the dark child's organs with a wet shoot. Might want to pair that with a corset or something next time. Hey, you're okay, right? Oh God, did I just totally murder you? You have bested me in combat. Magic's blood drips down from her sides, running down her loins and making them slick with her juices. Somehow, Jean finds her set wet as well. Is this the part where we have sex? Not quite. And fire! Red hot flames erupt from the dark child's belly. Death and agony, the very essence of limbo, ignites through her veins. The remnants of the demon form burn to hellfire and brimstone as Ilyana Rasputin emerges from the fire! Now's the part where we have sex. Jean watches through the flames of metamorphosis, mesmerized as the last traces of the demon are burned off her prize's body. I'll be honest, probably not as much of a turnoff as it should be. To the victor, the spoils. Magic lifts herself into the air above Jean. A phoenix-plated chest piece hugs a tight red dress against her body, the fabric cutting off just above her thighs. From where she was standing, Jean could see everything. I see your armor got an upgrade, but isn't that a bit much in this heat? She quickly turns away, hoping her famous red hair would hide the blush on her cheeks. You're right. Let me slip into something more comfortable. The Rasputin lifts her fiery blade behind her back, cutting her armor to pieces. I have no idea what the heck is happening, but dying isn't so bad. Jean shields her eyes from true divinity as Magic's chest plate falls from her breasts. A blinding light overwhelms her senses. She hears Magic's voice getting further and further. Well, Jean, come and get your prize. And suddenly, cavemen! Cavemen everywhere! Ooga ooga. What? Okay, cavemen. And kids. Cave kids. That's just great. Really. Have you guys seen my friend? She's kinda tall, blonde, and naked. Like you guys, actually. Anyway, she and I were... Jean notices the largest of the early humans shielding what must have been his family behind him. They look terrified. Not of the teenager, but of something right behind her. A flame crackles from deep inside a cave. Magic? Is that you? The fire approaches. No. You must be whatever brought me here. Listen, I don't know who you are or what you want, but I kinda just got over my very deep and very personal problem with blondes. So if you don't take me back to my Russian demoness right now, I swear I will two-fist slam into Jean as Phoenix 1 million BC flies out of the cave. One lands against her chest, knocking the air out of her lungs. The other lodges itself into her uterus. Get out! Jean kneels over in pain. Or at least she would, if she wasn't getting a personal tour of the jungle, flying through it at hundreds of miles per hour. The ancient Phoenix host slams the mutant's face against the floor before throwing her body into the ocean. She lets out a mighty roar. Life and death incarnate, bitches! And then follows her plaything into the ocean. As the goddess comes in for the killing blow, Jean realizes she can't die. Again. Or whatever. It was all still very confusing. She had to get back to Magic. Hundreds of meters under the sea, Jean summons what energy she has left and uterus kicks her cosmic ancestor. She pushes the phoenix further into the deep and swims for the safety of shore. Fuck. From wet dreams to worse nightmares, Jean considers her options as a bright light overwhelms her. Only it's not the bountiful bosoms of Ileana's breasts. It's a giant frickin' sentinel! The teenage hero jumps out of the way just in time. As she runs for the cover of the urban jungle, Jean considers that she may have never really left hell. And Rachel Summers shows up in her skin-tight Days of Future Past gear. So that's where they are. Anyway, leading the way are her hounds, eager to obey her next command. Sicker. This is definitely still one of those comics! As the Shadow King's slaves chase down their prey, Jean can't help but to comment. You know, this isn't that bad. I'm used to running from thirsty men. I practically do it every— The telepath is cut short as Rachel Summers leaps down on her from above, pinning the teen to the floor. Girls, though. Still figuring out the whole girls thing. It's her first day, actually. But Amal Farouk's puppet hears nothing. No one breaks free! No one escapes! No one gets away! Is this the part where we have sex? Make sense, child! I just realized I'm technically your mom, right? I mean, I'm still down. You know, just kinda awkward. You don't know me at all! The phoenix erupts from within the future hero as she lifts the two into the sky. Rachel looks into Jean's eyes, her own full of fire. You are not my mother. Well, not yet, but give me a few years. I mean, see, you even got my taste for skin-tight bodysuits. Feels nice, doesn't it? Just die! The Phoenix host slams her fists at Jean, sending her crashing into the city below. Funny thing, I think I already— Did. Jean Grey emerges from the rubble of a destroyed alien battleship. She assesses her surroundings. I've been here before. She recognizes the Shi'ar homeworld from when she was held on trial for her crimes of her future self. But as the young telepath weaves her way through the chaos of battle, she begins to notice something strange that wasn't there before. The taste of metallic ozone, the telltale sign of a psychic mindscape. She wasn't dead. Someone was playing with her.
Ah! Check out this giant pile of bodies I made! Oh man, this is probably the biggest yet! It's so evil and distracting! Aren't there any teen heroes here going to stop me?
But Jean ignores the false phoenix and climbs up the staircase of dead Shi'ar. Was magic real?
What?
I don't know who you are or why you trapped me. I just want to know when this all started.
Silence!
Rook Shi'ar uppercuts Jean Grey, throwing her off his totally epic pile of dead bodies.
I am Rook Shi'ar, wielder of the Blade of the Phoenix, God King of the Shi'ar Empire!
He jumps down from his dope-ass pile of dead bodies, stomping down on the young girl's face.
I am the Dark Phoenix, death itself incarnate. I have no care for your mortal desires, nor your false romances.
And something in Jean snaps. Everything became white, and then everything became black. Jean's back in her bedroom. Was it all a dream? No. Jean's back in the 90s. She was still in the mindscape. Good job. Really. A+ on making Scott look like a total tool. But Hank's not that cute in real life. I would have noticed. Hey, Jean, wanna come watch the game with? Shut up, Bobby, you're gay. Harsh, Jean. What did he ever do to deserve? Warren, you're gay too. Now kiss. Wet, sloppy noises fill the air as Jean enters the mansion's kitchen. I'm on to your stupid game. Now show yourself. A blue visage appears before her as Professor Xavier's voice fills the room. What is the meaning of this, Jean? Is something wrong? Yeah, you're not Professor X. Of course I am. Look, ask me anything. Alright, did you ever inappropriately have erotic feelings for me? The teenage girl you brought into your own home and took under your wings? What? Of course not. Don't be absurd. That's wrong, creep! Now let me go!
That's impossible! You're mistaken!
X-Men issue 4! 1964!
What? They never retconned that?
That would mean acknowledging it happened! The professor's face contorts in pain as he screams, his projection burning into nothingness. It's okay though. It was the 60s. No one knew any better. And honestly, have you seen me? As the mansion fills with flames, Jean hears a voice. You are beauty. What? You are perfection. The Phoenix appears before the teenage Jean and tells her that she is in the White Hot Room, a realm that the young heroine will never get to know. It's you. You're the one who brought me here. Why? You are beauty. You are perfection. Your potential, endless. But you are not Jean Grey. Jean can't believe what she's hearing. She screams, "That's what I told you from the beginning! So why go through all this?" Jean Grey embraced me willingly. You've conspired against me at every turn. You had to be dealt with. So you killed me, trapped me in your mindscape with dreams of sex, destruction, death. Why? Ah! Your death served its role as catalyst. Another Jean has come. So why are you still here? And then Jean realized who she was. That she was in fact Jean Grey. And that she was the Phoenix. She beckons the White Hot Room to bend to her will and summons a tidal wave, the likes of which have never been seen. I didn't want any of this. You could have left me alone. Jean wields her tsunami, sending it over the mess she had inadvertently made. But you had to kill me. So here I am. Everything drowns. Do not think you have defeated me. I am the Phoenix. I am life and death incarnate. And you want me gone. Turns out we want the same thing. So let's run through my dreams again. One last time. In the middle of the frozen wilderness, a young heroine burns back into existence. Back in Madripoor, after a long day of life and death, Jean returns home to her team. Oh my gosh, Jean! Where have you been? I'm tired, Bobby. Okay, yeah, but listen, someone's here to see you. Is it Ileana? What? No. Why would magic be here? Forget it. I'm crazy. The tired young mutant makes her way through the house. Jean, you're back! Warren, you're not gay. I know that? Just double checking. Jean, you're safe! I was so worried! We are never having babies. She makes her way up the stairs. Stars and garters! Jean, you're back! Oh, someone's here to see you. Jean tunes him out as she stares at his tight, fit body, clad only in a towel draped around his waist. No, not really cutting it for me anymore. What are you talking about? Nothing. Forget it. Jean slumps down on her bed, completely mentally drained, when suddenly she hears, "So that's what I look like. I can make this work." Jean? Back at ya. The time-displaced women spend a moment in silence, each looking the other up and down. So, is this the part where we have sex? And that was the end of Jean Grey, issue 11. Alright, so, for those of you that don't know, I already actively follow the Jean Grey comics, and I really love them, and they're probably one of my favorite comic series that are out running right now. I love Dennis Hopeless, and the art is just absolutely amazing for me, so this was a pretty great issue altogether. And, of course, I took some liberties with the story as to how I interpreted it. But overall, Jean's interaction with the Phoenix and going through the White Hot Room, seeing everything that not just her, but the other Jean saw as well, was pretty awesome. And I love how strong-willed young Jean is against the Phoenix, where she isn't going to let herself be fooled by anything that she got thrown at her in this entire thing. And she knows that the Phoenix is life and death incarnate, and she's still willing to be like, fuck you. So, I really love young Jean. I was so sad at the thought that she might die, because she's just such an amazing character. Now, as to what the fuck is gonna happen now that there's two Jean Greys, I honestly have no idea. Maybe it's gonna be like the Thor, the unworthy Thor thing, and the new Thor, Jane Foster, where they're gonna be on a team together, Jean's team X-Men Red, and maybe like young Jean Grey can start from there a bit more and like do something with her, because I honestly have like no idea. I also loved how no one knew that the Phoenix had burned her to death and had kept her inside the White Hot Room for who knows how fucking long before she was burned back into existence. This page is super nasty, by the way. That's amazing art, but this entire concept is so gross and awesome. So, yeah, no one knew. Everyone was just like, hey, welcome back, Jean. That's awesome. But I do love everything that pretty much happened in these pages, and it was so cool seeing young Jean just kind of go through the steps of getting out of the White Hot Room rather than play along with the Phoenix's mind projections. So, really love this issue. Let me know what you guys thought. And, of course, if you like this issue, if you want to read it for yourself without my interpretations, go buy the physical book at your local comic book shop, or if you don't have one of those, just buy it digitally. But if you do buy the physical book, each physical book has a digital copy for free included. So, as for this book, I'm going to be giving away my digital copy on my website, LetyDoesStuff.com, and then just click the giveaways tab, and I'll have a little entry thing if you want to read this yourself. It's super awesome, and if you haven't read the story so far, please read it. It's amazing. I love Jean Grey. This is great. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. So let me know what you guys thought of my reading of this issue in general, and what you think is gonna happen with now two Jean Greys in the universe, and what the fuck is gonna come from that, because I'm pretty stumped. A lot could go wrong, a lot could go well as well. But yeah, Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Ho ho ho! Santa here, just wanting to wish you happy holidays! Just kidding, Letty here actually, and I just wanted to thank you for watching this video. And if you like what you saw, you could subscribe to my channel by clicking that circle button up there. Or you can check out some more of my videos over here, and you can find the latest news with my Patreon by checking out that video down there. Now let's see what Santa brought me! Oh my goodness! It's a